Hey guys, it is 4:30 on a Friday and welcome to homesteading after the time change. So, what do we do for chores in the winter? First thing we do is go down, down, down to start the fire, So in the winter, chores are a little different. We don't have the pigs to feed and water. We don't have the meat chickens to feed and water. However, our chickens and our rabbits, well, we got to keep their water thaw and make sure they're in the coop at night. And there's a little more work in that regard. So we use water bottles for our rabbits here. But again, when it gets below freezing, that all freezes up and ices. So usually what we'll do now is once this time of year comes around, we'll take those inside at night, let them thaw out, and then bring them back out in the morning. And that usually lasts them all day. We haven't started that yet, but that'll probably happen tonight. So cows are okay for water right now. We've got the heater in there, so that keeps it ice-free, allows them to drink all the time. We'll get some more hay out for them as well here. They've still got a little bit, and I know they've got a round bale out back, so they're okay out back, but we'll get some up here too. They like going between the two fields, and eating up here is, well, we can keep an eye on them too. So one of the things we didn't do last year, and we need to do this year too, is get these bushes, shrubs, and we have a bunch of our trees too out in the food forest orchard that we want to get covered up and protected as well. We didn't protect them last year and they fared okay, but there's always a few branches that break off. And then we planted more this spring as well, so we want to make sure those ones are protected as well. So I got a bunch of scrap wood that I'm going to use, and all we're going to do is cut it to size, tie it together at the top or drill it with some screws at the top, basically form a triangle. And then we've got a bunch of extra Tyvek house wrap that we have left over. So we're just going to use that and go around the triangle with that to help keep the snow off. So these don't have to be perfect. They just have to help keep some of the snow load off the trees. We get about 5 feet of snow here. So the big problem is not the snow once it falls, but after it starts melting, then it just continues to compress and compress and compress. And if that is sitting on any of the branches, it just starts to take those branches down to the ground with it and then breaks them off. So we want to prevent that from happening. So we got some of the more vulnerable ones all wrapped up. We got a couple of skids protecting some of the basically the ornamental bushes. Over here we've got some more wrapped up as well. Over on the far side, I don't know if you can see that, but we actually used some old garbage containers, Rubbermaid containers, over some of the smaller bushes. So that really helped and saved a lot of time that way. Now where were we? Ah, yes, that's right. I was showing you that we had done the trees, got them all wrapped up, did the buckets, got some on this as well. And then what was going to happen is we were actually going to take you out and show you putting new insulation in the chicken coop. because last year only half the roof was done. They didn't have insulation all the way up. So we wanted to get that done for this year. So we went out and it was really dirty and dusty. So I took the camera back inside. And then we went ahead and did that without bringing the camera out. I'll show you what we did there. So it's actually a little cleaner in here than it was before. So what we did is we actually put insulation all the way up in the ceiling. It was only halfway up last year. And then we put on this paper with the silver reflective. And I think that'll work really good for just holding some more of the heat in the chicken coop. We don't heat the chicken coop. We just try and basically keep it insulated as best as possible. They're able to go out the bottom door into that other fenced area that I've showed before. They have a couple windows here. This one here opens, so in the spring and summer and fall, we actually open that so they get lots of ventilation going through. They've got another window here. This one faces south, so in the winter the sun's coming through here, which is really nice. Underneath is their nesting boxes and their feed. So we got some more of the shavings down, getting ready for winter. This is the other section. It's got the feed in it, and it's got our other little box where we do the little guys, hatching, brooding. So, and now I'll show you what happened after the chicken coop. So I was going to actually use the foil insulation in the chicken coop. However, Bridget brought out the paper with the reflective, and since the roof's already insulated, that's going to work perfectly. So then I thought, well, I've got a bunch of foil insulation from the hot tub. I might as well work on the greenhouse. So I got some hard insulation stuck in where the rodents keep tearing the other stuff out. Hopefully that'll stay, but I'll show you what I did with the foil insulation. So the door here, we have this little cord that attaches to here. I'll come back to that in a sec. So inside, I actually used the foil insulation up on the roof here, just to try and keep some of the heat in as well. I've left the back open because the roof is not completely done. So if there's any water that comes through, it will actually drip down the foil and into the back garden bed here. I figure that's better than closing this right off and having the water drip back onto this beam back here. Now remember how I was talking about the latch outside? Here's the rest of it here. Now what happens is that actually goes through this little hole here. So if you shut the door, you can pull on that and open the door. Well, we were both in here working on the foil with the hound dog, and I told Bridget to shut the door because there was a big draft coming in. And we finished up everything, and we go to leave, and we can't get out. We pull on the cord, and the cord was broken. So we were actually trapped in the greenhouse here for, I want to say it was 15-20 minutes. We phoned our neighbor beside us. They were out traveling, so they phoned our other neighbor, who was actually across the street at our other neighbor's, and she came over and rescued us. Now it wasn't so bad because we can actually cut the plastic at the front, and we could have got out that way, but then we would have had to replace the plastic on the front where we wrecked it. So it was better that we were able to call help and have someone come over and rescue us from the greenhouse. So that was a fun, interesting day. So basically now I think we're done with getting prepared for winter. There's probably a few things we have to do, but I can't think of them offhand. I know one is the snow blower on the tractor, but I'll get that done tomorrow. So I think, I don't know, it might only be 1 o'clock, judging by the winter sun. I think it's 3 o'clock maybe. But I got some bread to bake inside, and then I'm just gonna relax a bit. So thanks again guys for checking us out. Make sure you get down there, hit that like and subscribe, leave a comment. There would have been more cool, interesting videos about the greenhouse and the chicken coop, but I forgot the camera. So hopefully this video will suffice. Thanks guys, love ya.